Welcome in to the Casual Gaming Conversation. I today am your host, and alongside me is Brady. What's happening, dude?
Hello.
This is the Casual Gaming Conversation where we come to you with our draft, our hot takes normally, and a big topic in the gaming industry. We're on Spotify, Apple, and YouTube. And watch it wherever you want to. Also, we do TikToks every day. We're on Twitch, that whole thing. Links are in the description, I believe. That I'm working through that. I'm trying to get that to happen. But if you want to check out a Twitch stream, we stream Monday through Thursday, 7 to 10 every single week. It's been a day.
It's been a day. It's been a night. It's been a
weekend.
A year. It's been a year.
Yeah.
It feels like I've lived multiple lives.
Yeah, it was funny. Brady goes, we're in the car grabbing coffee this morning. He's just like, remember when we played Stray last month?
It was literally yesterday.
Yeah.
Or 2 days ago now?
Yeah.
3 weeks ago, a year ago. I don't know anymore.
It feels like it's been a lot. Yeah, the content train keeps on rolling. We're about to probably get an announcement for a PlayStation Showcase this week potentially or next week. Either a showcase or a major state of play. Part of me really hopes that it's just state of play and then it's an amazing state of play. Because if it's a showcase, there's so much expectations that come along with it. Last year they should have just called the showcase a state of play, even though it was an hour and 15 minutes. It should have just been a state of play. But yeah, we're going to be reacting to everything. We can now say, I believe for the first time on the podcast, we're gonna be at SGF this year.
LA, baby.
LA. We're gonna be going, and so you're gonna get the podcast regularly scheduled. We might not do a Monday stream, but the podcast is still gonna happen. And then what you can expect for these type of feeds, they will be up on your Spotify feed, on your podcast feed. Is showcase will happen. Excuse me. We're fighting demons today, chat. The showcase will happen for SGF on Friday, where there'll be the big stage show. We will react here is the game plan as of right now. We will be here. And then Saturday morning, we are flying out. Flights are booked. And then we're going to go to Playdays, which is a media-only event, which is going to be a lot of fun for Connor, myself, and Brady. We're going to go to LA. We're going to party it up, play some games. And then Sunday, the whole reason I'm going through this is your content schedule. Sunday, we will react to Xbox in LA. And then after your post-game analysis will be in LA. Those will go up on podcast services as fast as we can get them up. I think that's all the housekeeping that we got.
Spring cleaning.
Little spring cleaning. How are you feeling with it's summertime now?
We got a window open back there.
Yeah.
I know you can't see the camera, but there's a window. It feels nice out. It's bright out there. Feels good. I'm happy to be here. Nothing a little Diet Coke can't fix, dude.
Why
not us?
Yeah, why not us? Literally all morning, we're hung over in this car driving, and I had to check out on Connor's cats and everything. And I just kept on being like, Brady, the kid from Boston, the kid from Cincinnati, why not us today? Why can't we have a day? And so we just shot a blind rank that I think is phenomenal. That is going to be up at 5 o'clock or around 4 or 5 o'clock tomorrow on TikTok. And then so if you are seeing this Monday morning, we're part of your Monday morning routine. Thank you. But I would highly recommend checking out the TikTok today because it is going to be awesome. Also, I have a mustache. That might clue you in what the TikTok is.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's also in the housekeeping. Yeah, so we're not going to do hot takes today. But before we get into it, I gave Brady the run show. I'm like, yeah, we're going to do this, this, and this. I do want to take this opportunity to talk on camera about the Xbox news.
I'll let you rant and I'll sit here. Just kidding. I think I've got a few things to say too. It's sad, dude. It's really so sad. Fucking sad.
So first and foremost, with all these discussions, our hearts go out to the families that are affected, not just the creators, but when something like this happens, it's a earth-shattering, world-shattering moment of. You just imagine that all of a sudden they bring you in, there's an HR person, and you're just like, oh shit, I'm losing my fucking job.
Yeah.
And health insurance, and your whole world gets turned upside down. And that's scary.
For something that seemed to be like going so well, too.
Yeah. And so you look at these 4 studios, obviously the 2 major ones being Arcane and not Arcane Austin, I believe, not Arcane that's making Blade, the team that made Redfall, and then Tango Gameworks. And I've gotten close to tears multiple times this week thinking about this.
Thinking that there's going to be no Hi-Fi Rush too.
Well, that's part of it.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, holy shit, Hi-Fi Rush It's my fourth favorite game ever. Whenever I do my top 20 favorite games ever, me and Brady are both going to down the line do a top 20 video similar to what Connor did this past couple weeks.
Mm-hmm.
It's my fourth favorite game. It will be on that list. This game is a success across all metrics. They've come out and said, even when there was news like coming out being like, hey, is Hi-Fi Rush underperforming? They said no. There's press releases of people being like, hey, Hi-Fi Rush exceeded on every metric possible. Xbox needs to go and really look themselves in the mirror. The higher ups at Xbox really need to look themselves in the mirror and figure out what the fuck they're doing. Because what they've done for the past 10 years has been nothing but selling fool's gold, where they promise and do not deliver these experiences. When it comes down to it, you want to know how you get people to play your system? You make games that you have to play. You make must plays, and you put them on a system. That way you get, like, for me, it's, the reason I own a PlayStation 5 is that's what PlayStation does. They make must-play games over and over and over again.
And they sell them.
And then they sell them, and then they make fucking money.
Yeah.
Where you have Xbox that, for 10 years, all they've been is the nice guy. You have Phil Spencer on stage, who is cool and a gamer and fun, and we all love Phil. It might be time to move on from Phil.
Yeah.
It might be time to move on from the entire higher-ups, because what they've done is they bring in these studios, and then they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Like, how do you have a team like Tango Gameworks that has made great games and good games? A legitimate, and then they come out with your biggest win in a fucking decade that is not named Forza. You have this amazing moment where it finally seems like you're doing the right thing, and then Redfall happens, and then Starfield doesn't hit in the way, and we're back to normal Xbox doing Xbox things. So this looks cool, it doesn't deliver. I am heartbroken that this industry, these creatives, do something so fucking cool, and then because it's not delivering a high enough number, it's like making me like shatter, like, number need to go up. Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It is so fucking capitalistic greedy. You spent $69 billion on Activision. You fucking jokers. Are you kidding me? You spent $69 billion on Activision to bring in things like Candy Crush and Call of Duty to make the number go crazy. The purpose of that is so you can have games in your portfolio like Hi-Fi Rush, like Pentiment, like these actually cool small games that might not be the biggest blockbuster, but they're important to your portfolio to bring in gamers overall, outside of the people that just play Call of Duty. It is the fact that you are 1 week or not 1 month away from your arguably biggest showcase ever, now that you have Activision finally in the fold as a first party, and you don't know what you're doing with Call of Duty yet? You're still having these conversations? Are you fucking kidding me? This is a mismanagement at the highest level. This is a bunch of suits not knowing what the fuck they're doing. You are no longer the nice guy that you have pretended to be for 10 years. And now you are next to... like, you have games like Hellblade coming out, Hellblade 2. We're stoked about it. We're about to talk about Hellblade 1 for an hour, and we're going to have a great time doing so. You have games like Indiana Jones. You have these games that are exciting. I'm terrified for everyone at Xbox and all these workers.
Well, I'm terrified that it's going to keep going like this because they've made their bed with this whole Game Pass thing. It's like we've thought, like, a company can't sustain like that.
Yeah.
Like, we've thought about it for so long. We're like, how are they doing this? And they've literally made their bed, and they're going to have to keep doing it. Like, it's too deep. Like, they've got everybody used to this whole Game Pass thing. Like, you're paying $10 for a month for games for like billion-dollar games, and it's like I hope people don't lose more jobs. Like, it's just sad, dude.
Let me break this down real quick. Xbox meets The Office. This is posted on the Kind of Funny Reddit. AWalt08 posted this on the Kind of Funny Reddit, and I think it's very, very good. If you like The Office, you know exactly what scene I'm discussing right now. Phil Spencer is referenced here. Phil, how much can we afford to pay the developers? Financial guy. Well, if these numbers you gave me are correct, Phil, they are correct, sir, financial guy, then you can't afford to pay them anything. Phil, okay, a lame attempt at humor, a swing and a miss, financial guy, your prices are too low. Phil, best value in gaming, baby. Financial guy, why do you think that Sony and Nintendo can't match Game Pass? Sarah Bonds is reference. Corporate greed, Matt Booney, look. Game Pass is fine. I reviewed the numbers myself. Over time, with enough volume, we become profitable. Financial guy, yeah, that's with a fixed cost price model. That's correct. Yeah, financial, but you are using a variable cost price model. Okay, sure, right. So why don't you explain this so they can understand? Explain what this means. Financial guy. Okay, yeah, can you explain that? As you add more games to your service and your company grows, so will your costs. For example, studio costs, healthcare. Well, we don't. Financial guy, business expansion. Yeah, whatever. With Game Pass, the more games that they add, the less money you make. Game Pass and Phil, Game Pass is the only thing keeping us in business. Financial guy, it's actually putting you out of business.
It literally is. It's crazy. It's like, dude, which a lot of people complain that to pay $70 for a game, but I'm happy to, dude. We played golf. I played golf yesterday. I paid $55 for that. It was 4 hours. I will happily give any company $70 for a 15-hour game, 40-hour game, whatever.
I want to throw this out there. We got a code from PlayStation for Helldivers, but we got it the day of. Thank you, PlayStation, for that code. I am so happy that as a team, we ended up giving Helldivers team and Arrowhead $80 because they fucking deserve it for that experience in that amazing fucking game. Part of me is fucking heartbroken about Hi-Fi Rush because I feel like I almost didn't do my part by not also having Game Pass and then also paying for a copy on the side. That is the level they should have charged it to be $50. By the way, that scene was the Michael Scott Paper Company scene where they realized, oh fuck, we're gonna go bankrupt. I'm in so much pain. I'm heartbroken. I'm shattered as someone that loves this industry. Xbox. It's really funny. I like my hot take last week was, damn, Xbox Game Pass still is the best deal in gaming.
I mean, it is. It's too good of a
It's too good of a deal. And the second that I want them to go. I'm praying. I'm fucking praying. Phil Spencer, Matt Booney, Sarah Bonds, they get on stage, and the first thing that they do is they say, "We're not doing Game Pass anymore."
They should. They absolutely should. The showcase is going to be interesting too because it's like they have to say something.
Or they have to figure out what. And the showcase is supposed to be this awesome, like it's a marketing thing. Like and the marketing's supposed to be only positive, and you're coming off of one of the most uproar negative press beats I've ever seen when it comes to this industry. It is so funny. How the fuck do you fall on your face this hard and also makes not good enough games?
Yeah.
The best fucking game they made in a decade. You closed the studio. You fucked up. You fucked up so hard. I am. And now we get to talk about Hellblade and how excited we are for 2. And guess what? I'm fucking terrified that Team Ninja, this artsy fartsy amazing game that like is going to not be this God of War type of experience. I hope it is. I think that this is legitimately Xbox's best like shot at doing something different that is cool and amazing. But guess what? So is Hi-Fi Rush.
Yeah,
amazing.
And
cool,
guess
different.
what? Hellblade 2 is gonna be free to play on Game Pass day of.
They need
insane.
They need to go and say Game Pass is no longer day and date games. We were able to do this when we didn't have the games. Now that we have the games, we need to charge $70 for them, and they are going to get roasted for it. If you make the exception with Call of Duty, it's a dumb exception,
which we've hardly even touched on. You've mentioned it a couple times. The whole Call of Duty thing. It's like,
what do you do?
What do they do? Free on Game Pass? A Call of Duty?
I think it's going to be free on Game Pass.
That will be insane. Xbox is gonna go out of fucking business.
Yeah, they're right now positioning themselves $69 billion fucking dollars. Yes, if it goes on Game Pass, they're gonna bring in a lot of new Game Pass subscribers. That's gonna be great. Cool. It is not sustainable.
It's not gonna make them enough money. You gotta think it's like you're putting a cool game like Hellblade. If they do Call of Duty, I'll fucking shit my pants.
Yeah,
but
they're going to. Or they're liars.
Yeah, or they're liars.
Every single Game Pass game or every single first-party studio game that Xbox has goes day and date. That is what they promised forever. There's no ifs and or buts about it. That is what they promised. Now that they are in a position where they cannot do this, it's.
Like I said, they've made their bed, dude.
They made their bed. And now you want to know who's paying for it? Not these fucking corporate suits that are it's the fucking people that make the games that we love. Like, that's the hard part about this. I'm just imagining the person. I believe that they might have directed. I might be getting the person wrong, but I believe it's the director of Hi-Fi Rush came out and was like, "Well, this is how it ends.
This is how it ends." And you know what kind of really put it into perspective for me is after Nick and I, or after I beat Stray, Nick was there on Friday. Nick and I started, and you've seen it, but it was my first watch of the God of War documentary.
Yeah.
And it really puts it in perspective because they talk about how they were building that game and then they got sent a bunch of people to help work on it. And they were like, we don't have the work for you guys. Game got canceled. Hundreds of people lost their job.
Yeah.
And it's like once I watched that and it like really put it in perspective for me, like,
These are fucking people.
These are livelihoods.
Yeah.
And it, like you said, like I would be happy if they came out on this showcase and they were like, no more Game Pass.
Yeah.
I would be thrilled. And you already know everybody's going to shit on them. Yep. Everybody's going to be like, oh, I don't want my $10 games. This is bullshit.
Yeah.
But you just got to take a step back and be like, dude.
We fucked up. We made a mistake. It does make sense when you had no fucking games to do this. And then they went out and made a bunch of fucking deals to bring in games like Liza P, like Sea of Stars, and then now you finally, this year, the first year ever that you have 3 major games that people want to play with Avowed, Indie, and Hellblade, and
hopefully Indie.
Fucking Call of Duty, dude. I think that they're going to come out and it's just going to be a really tough day. I think it's going to be a really tough day to be an Xbox fan, and as someone that I've said this, if you watch all these episodes of this podcast, 1, God bless you. But 2, you know I'm a fan of Xbox. You know I'm rooting for them.
Yeah, we love Xbox, dude.
But like, Jesus Christ, it feels like I'm rooting for the fucking Browns in the mid 2000s. Like, it straight up
really
at this point, it's like I'm rooting for the Browns in the mid 2000s. They bring in a franchise quarterback and then they just release him.
Yeah,
they just let him go.
Nah.
They just trade him away. Not even trade. They release him and then they're like, yeah, I
Game Pass is so fucking stacked right now,
It's stacked.
dude. Because there was a point, like, I mean, what, last year or even sooner, like, where Game Pass wasn't. I mean, it was worth $10.
Yeah.
Like, it was like, this makes sense. Like, I got rid of it. I dropped it. I was like, I can only pay so many $10 for golf for golf with friends. But now it's like, this is illegal. This is fucked
another
up.
Crab's Treasure, which is a darling that Souls-like Crabs game on there. Persona 3 Reload on there. Liza P, Game of the Year nom last year on there.
All
Sea
of the
Stars
Half-Lives,
on there.
everything. Master Chief Collection, which makes sense, but like,
it is time. I want them to go on the stage and just bite the bullet, dude. They got to do it. All right, let's talk about fucking Hellblade. Sorry, thank you for listening to that. I know. I think that's the first time we've ever read off of Reddit during a podcast. But I legitimately, I think that it puts it into perspective how laughable their business model has been, that you can compare it to the Michael Scott paper company from the fucking Office.
I mean, another Office pool. They fucking spilled the chili on this one.
They
dude.
spilled
They
the fucking
spilled the
chili. It is embarrassing.
And then now we gotta pivot into talking about Hellblade 2, which is also on Game Pass.
Yeah,
like I said.
we're by the way, just want to throw this out there. We currently do not have codes for Hellblade 2. If we did have codes, we would say nothing about it. But because we don't have codes, we can say we don't have codes. So when we're talking about our excitement for Hellblade 2 or stuff like that, it is not from the spot of us having codes or playing the game. I believe that nobody has codes right now. So there's still a chance we get them. If we don't, in about 2 weeks, there's going to be so many casual gaming conversations in the next few weeks with the betting specials, with prediction episodes, with all that shit. There's going to be a lot of content coming y'all's way. But and a Hellblade 2 review will happen. Also, if you are really excited like we are for Hellblade 2, I believe that this year or this quarter's Casually Gaming Conversation bonus episode will be myself, Connor, and Brady doing a spoiler cast for Hellblade 2, where we're just going to be able to, if we do a review, we normally don't do spoilers. We'll be able to then go for anywhere from 40 minutes. It will not be a 3.5 hour podcast like Final Fantasy 7. But
it's only an 8 hour game.
It's an 8 hour game.
That would be fucking impressive.
Dude, pretty good.
I am pretty good.
Pretty
good out of 10.
Yeah, for 8 hours. Here's where I want to start, Brady. I'm talking about this game. Let's. This is way more casual. We're not doing like a breakout review or anything. how was playing this game for you? Like just in general,
right,
like just what was your experience? When did you start playing it? I beat this game yesterday, so I'm
it's fresh on your mind. I beat it probably a month ago, so
yeah.
it's a little not as fresh for me. But I mean, dude.
So you pick it up.
Yeah.
Well, I can start here. I was like, Brady, you need you got this nice PC now. A showpiece that you should play on it is Hellblade because it is gorgeous and the audio and everything, and like it's gonna run well. And you're gonna be on the review for 2. So,
dude, I mean that game is just sensory fucking
overload, dude.
It is not a horror game necessarily. I've played some scary games in my day. I mean, Resident Evil 7, PT, Outlast, and like scary games. This is by far the scariest fucking game I've ever fucking played, dude. Like, just sensory overload. I cannot handle it.
Yeah,
just the whispers walking through the forest. Like,
oh, dude.
As soon as I sat down and played this game, they were like, play with headphones. It's like, obviously, all right, yeah, I'm gonna play. I play every game with headphones. And it's just like, I don't want to play this game with headphones anymore.
Yeah, it's terrifying. So to preface this, I started up around a month ago is when the first time I booted up, and it was really funny. I thought I played like 4 hours. Apparently, I only played like 2 hours. Because yesterday I thought I had like 2 hours left, and I had like 5 hours left. So I right away, I've always known that this is a sensory overload type of game, like where it is a lot of audio. I didn't know the audio design of this game was as fucking phenomenal as it was. Like, it is truly unbelievable how good the audio design is in this game. Where I put the headphones in and I'm like, fuck. Like, I immediately.
It's an overload, dude. I mean, I love a good short game.
Yeah, we can go and let's. Here's the topics that we're gonna run through that I'm gonna try to. It's weird. I feel out of practice of hosting because Connor does an amazing job hosting this pod.
Dad's not here.
Dad's not here. That's the nice part. Shout out to Connor who's at their sibling-in-law's graduation, and he's gonna be on some content we're doing later. But we didn't want to go and make him be on the pod this week, coming in hot and everything. And so we were like, hey, we want to talk about Hellblade anyway, so let's just do a review of it. To go and preface this, I want to discuss audio design first, then enemy design, and then overarching thoughts. So just going into the short aspect of it, the audio design, with it being as short as it is awesome.
Yeah.
If I don't know if I would want a 20-hour game with this audio design.
Oh yeah, I could not. I would get sick of it.
Yeah,
to say the least. And like I said, I love short games. It's so nice with this new game coming out, and that we know like it's gonna be a short game, and I know that like I'm gonna get this great game, and I don't have to play it for 3 months. I can play it in 3 sittings, 2 sittings, 1 if I wanted to, and like enjoy it. Like I know it's gonna be a good game.
Yeah, that though, if they just go and follow it up with the same type of audio design, which it seems like with everything we've seen, it's going to be the same type of audio design. They've said it's a shorter game. It's only $50, which I'm like, dude, I know people might call you insane. You could charge $70 for it, even though it's that short. But because guess what? I don't want these people to lose their fucking jobs, anyways. And you could charge $70, and I'm stoked that it's gonna be as short as the first one because I think that the first one is, in my opinion, the perfect length. I want to ask you real quick, Call of 64 scale. Where do you think you would land this? It's not like a definitive. Like we're not doing a breakout or anything.
It's tough. Because I personally really enjoyed this game, but then you got to take a step back and like look at certain aspects with like the fighting mechanics and everything, which we'll get more into. But the ingenuity of this game and just like the sound audio, this game does certain things that no other game really does. I'm stuck between like an 8.5.
Yeah.
I'll probably lean more towards an 8.5.
Yeah.
Just because I personally really enjoyed it.
For me, I'm at an 8.5, almost at a 9.
Almost at a 9.
Yeah, I think that this game is borderline amazing.
A lot of people give it a 9. I think it has an 89 on Metacritic.
Yeah, and I think it's fucking well deserved. It's a game that, when you're talking about the portfolios of Xbox and PlayStation, this does something that nothing on PlayStation does with the audio design and the experience that it gives you. And I think that is important to have experiences that are just Xbox experiences.
And the best part about it being like only 8 hours long, a game like this, they can just give me more of the same, you know? Like I can get 8 more hours of pretty much the same game. Like continue the story,
puzzles, combat, and like crazy audio visual experiences.
To where if you have like a 40-hour game, and if you just give me 40 more hours of the same thing, kind of like the Tears of Kingdom effect, like if like it's a great game. Like give me more. Like I'm happy to do it, but when you just give me 40 more hours of the same thing, it's a bit frustrating.
Yep.
But with a game like this, it's like I'll happily play.
I
more
want
hours
another
of the
8
same
hours.
thing.
Yeah.
It
It definitely leaves you wanting more. Which I finished up this game yesterday, and I was like, it was pretty fun to be like, okay, we're doing the podcast tomorrow. I need to beat this and everything. And when I realized I had way more, there is that wheel that goes with the audio logs and everything, and that sort of shows your progression in the story.
Yeah.
I thought I was halfway through the wheel.
No.
And I was maybe 1/3 through the wheel. I beat the first 2 overarching bosses and was on the bridge.
Oh, that's like the beginning.
Literally, but I just forgot. It's been a month since we picked it up. And so I love the length. I do also love that the pacing of this game is really good. You have your intro bosses. You go, do the puzzles and the fights to get to those bosses. You knock them out of the way. Great. And then you go through. Then there's these 4 different shard experiences that are all different moments and experiences, whether one's putting you in the dark, one is
that was the worst fucking part.
Holy shit. By the way, there's gonna be some light spoilers that we're not gonna try to spoil the actual game, but like this game's been out for 7 years, so something like this, it will get discussed. That's just part of this process. Most terrifying shit I've ever seen.
The worst parts, I say worst, I mean like scary. Game's great, not worst. Worst might be a bad word to use. 2 scary parts, which the dark was like the worst part, just running through the woods. It's like I can't see anything. And there was a point in here where I beat the game and I was talking to Connor about it, and I had to like go in the other room because I was like, dude, this game is so fucking scary. And I had to whisper because you hadn't beaten it yet, and I was like, Nick's gonna have a terrible time.
Dude, I'm playing this game yesterday, and I have all the lights on. I was gonna say every now and then I would just look around and be like, you're okay, you're not in this, you're not like involved. But this game is so fucking immersive where you have these moments with the audio design, you're playing through and it's pitch black and you have a torch as your light. And dude, there's a enemy in this game called the Beast, and the Beast is like you end up facing the Beast before you get to even face it. Terrifying. Just this idea that there's something behind you and chasing you and coming after you for as long as they do it is legitimately petrifying.
And the thing is, it's like I run faster. Senua. Like I just want to she's not run fast enough. Dude.
That is one of the things that I have a question for you. Did you play it with captions?
Yeah, I play every game with captions.
I did not. Really? The fact that there's no UI, that like there's no like in the bottom right, your sword's out or whatever.
Right,
it's just you, the character, and you get to go and do these things, and it never pops up to press A or whatever.
Right.
So that's why I went and I had a walkthrough up in case I got stuck on a puzzle or anything, and I noticed that they had captions up, and I was curious about you having captions.
Yeah, I did.
The way that they envelop you in these moments that are fucking petrifying are so good, dude.
Yeah.
They're insane how well they go and bring you in. It really is. I think that this game, like you said, scarier than Resident Evil 7.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. It's sensory overload. Like you can play a scary game and it's like it's just a scary game, to where this like adds layers to it. It's like this is hitting all my senses right now. And I don't like it.
There's a moment where they even you're walking through a like disgusting marsh, and they're like, you can smell it, taste it. And I'm walking through this and I'm having my morning coffee, and when I took a sip of my coffee, it like almost tasted bitter compared to that is how good they get you in this fucking world. I think that this is one of the most immersive games I've ever played.
I agree.
And I the headline that I want to discuss before we hop into weapons and or not weapons, enemy design, is I cannot believe that this game is not talked about more.
I know. I was surprised. I was like, why have I not played this before? This is so good.
Xbox is, in my opinion, their showpiece alongside. This is the fact that Hellblade 2, it was the first game shown for the Xbox Series X. The fact that they did not push this way faster to show off the technology of the Series X is insane to me.
People are sleeping on Hellblade.
Totally.
I like people. If you haven't played Hellblade, which I think a lot of people haven't played Hellblade, they absolutely should.
It's on Game Pass, which might not exist in the way that we now know and love in the future. Play it.
Yeah.
Fucking play it.
Hellblade 2, it's not on a lot of people's radar, and like when it comes to like game of the year, like in my heart of hearts, like I really think like they could do something with this. Like it could be on that list in November when that time comes. It's like this.
They totally could be, and I also think that when you're talking about a game of the year discussion, I think that if we're looking back, I believe this came out in 2017. To 2017, obviously you got banger. It's the year the Switch released. It's a loaded
was that
year.
on the?
I don't know. I'll go and look it up while you're talking next in a moment. But it easily could be on that list this year, where it is a lighter year, and also it could fucking win it.
I was gonna say there's not a lot to go up against this year. I mean,
it's a weak year overall.
It is a weak year, and I think Hellblade 2 has a potential to like shine.
Hellblade 1 release date is either 16 or 17.
No, it's 17. It's 2017,
2017 Game of the Year noms.
And not that games looked bad in 2017, but damn, this game looked beautiful.
It is insane how this is their showpiece. I am shocked that this is not like more discussed as their flagship title on Xbox. Mm-hmm. When I think of mascots, Senua was not the deepest character, and her story didn't impact me as much as like which we can get into now. The story is just like
it's a little frustrating.
It's secondary. The audio logs are like keeping you going with this Norse mythology and everything, and the discussion of her. Like it's a very simple story. She's trying to get her husband back.
Right. It is a little frustrating. The story isn't a little more like straightforward, because sometimes I like that, like character development, and you're like you get attached to characters and like the story, but you don't get that as much in this game.
Yeah,
you're kind of just like even up until the end, you're kind of just trying to put pieces together, like what is going on.
Yep.
Like I don't really understand this, which has good things to it. Like you can kind of make up your own story a little bit, totally. like get into it, but that is a little frustrating.
The story is just not as good as I would want it to be.
Right. I want to be more attached to
Senua and the side. Like also, what they do well is because there's not like huge side characters. It also does though allow for a lot more immersion of the I'm truly alone. So it is like, do I want to? Because it's sacrificing that, it does allow for another thing, and that makes sense. By the way, not nominated in 2017, but the games that were nominated are ridiculous.
Hit me. I want to know what.
It's Super Mario Odyssey.
Okay,
makes sense.
Yeah.
One of the best games of all time.
What won that year?
Breath of the Wild one.
Oh, okay.
So Breath of the Wild is one of them.
It makes sense why it wasn't.
Destiny 2.
Okay.
Which that when it first came out, people loved.
Yeah.
Wolfenstein 2. People fucking love.
Game. Great game.
And Horizon Zero Dawn, which I think that I'm gonna throw it out there. This game's better than any Horizon I've ever played.
I agree with that, yeah. I mean, honestly, I can see why I didn't make the list in 2017, because that's some.
It's a stacked year.
Some
also,
goodies.
And I think Persona was also. Yeah, Persona.
Yeah.
Was not. Wait, no, maybe. Oh my God, this game developer thing might be wrong. No, that looks right. That checks.
Okay.
Because this is showing up PUBG, Persona 5, Horizon Zero Dawn, Odyssey, Breath of the Wild. That also might be right. But when you look it up,
either way,
some
heavy
stacked
hitters.
fucking
Yeah,
year. Stacked year. But this year's not as stacked. I could easily see Hellblade 2 coming in.
I at least want it to be there.
I want it to be there too. Dude, when we have not had Team Green representation in a long time, and even though I'm fucking pissed off, I feel like it's almost like a brutal relationship, like an abusive relationship.
I'm disappointed.
Where I'm like, I'm so disappointed in you, but I still love you. Like you still make amazing games that I really care about.
You can fix this.
Yeah, you can fix this. AKA rehire everyone at Tango. But
make Hi-Fi Rush 2.
Make Hi-Fi Rush 2. Sell off the Hi-Fi Rush 2 IP to someone, please.
I know that's in my mind. I was like, somebody pick this up. Like somebody take this. Give it to PlayStation.
This podcast has so many through lines. It's wild, but this is what you get when you have the late night crew on the fucking casual gaming conversation.
Late night crew in the daytime.
Yeah. But I want to move on to the enemy design and the amount of enemies, or in my opinion, the lack of different enemies. Because this is a frustration that I found pretty immediately when I re-hopped back in, where you have your sword, like when it comes to your regular enemies, you have your sword person, you have your mace person, you have your sword and shield person. That's really your basic enemies, and
Yeah.
then you have a enemy that throws 2 axes as a bigger boss, and a guy with a big axe as a bigger like medium boss. And then you have 3 total bosses. I'm pretty sure that's like 8 or 9 enemies total.
Yeah. And once
And
you like figure out how to beat them, it's like
it's
I
game
got
over.
this down.
It's game
Yeah,
over,
yeah.
especially with the amazing focus ability. I love the focus ability. I was
Oh,
cruising
yeah.
at the
That
end of
was
the game
fun.
with
That's
focus
so
ability,
fun.
where you get to go and slow down time, dash around, go and rip people apart from the back. It's amazing.
The gameplay, like when it comes to the fighting, is a little slow, but I like that. Like I'm bad at video games.
Oh, totally.
So like a nice slow fighting pace is super nice, and it's like you have your harder games, like Souls-like games, where it's like parrying is like it's
you
tough.
need to do.
Yeah, you need to do, and you need to
it,
parry in this game, and like, but it's simple. It's a lot easier.
The parry in this game might low key be one of the most satisfying parries ever.
It's still awesome.
Dang!
Yeah,
Like every single time, it was just you have to do it. Every single encounter you have to parry, and every single time when you get that perfect parry, and it legitimately my PC, it's kind of almost sad because I'm like I wish I had a better PC for this type of game because it hits so hard and this envelops you and like so well. I've used envelop many times as a descriptor for this game because it is that immersive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that, and you're right. The parry is extremely forgiving, extremely forgiving.
Is. But it's still satisfying.
It's
it
still
still
satisfying.
scratches that itch.
It
dude.
scratches the itch so hard. I think that the combat, that's the other thing where people consistently discuss this game. They're like, oh, the audio visual like experience, the combat kind of blows. I think that the combat is very good.
Yeah.
Like it's not the greatest thing ever. It's not
No.
reinventing the wheel, but also like I said, the lack of UI where it's you and a fucking sword and you're taking down these dark demons. Like it's awesome. I really think that the combat in this game is extremely underrated. This is a game that I don't have clear flaws. It either does everything good to amazing. And the combat I think is good to great, where it's not the most intense thing. The one-on-one combat can get frustrating, where sometimes I wish that it didn't camera lock focus. Where I would be, I wish that at times I could like not have focus and look between 2 enemies and then slice both of them at the same time, compared to having to slice one and then trying to like while I'm slicing one move my body.
You gotta like remember,
one.
Remember where everybody is. Around you.
But that also does allow for cool moments where there's an enemy in front of you, an enemy behind you, and then you have your whispers in your ear, and they tell you what's behind you, and like then you go flip around, parry, and it's fucking satisfying and awesome, and you dodge out of the way. It's amazing. I think that the combat in this game is very, very good.
This game is such a good example of like you can't have home runs all the time.
Yep.
Like you can't always have a 10 out of 10 game. And like this game's not necessarily a 10 out of 10. Like we said, 8.5. And this game is such a good example of this is a good game. Like this is a great game, but it, like I said, can't all be home runs.
Which the issue is with Xbox's portfolio is they have no home runs. And this game is kind of like, this game reminds me a lot of what Horizon Zero Dawn is in the PlayStation portfolio, where it does something different. It's not the exact same. It is a completely different type of game than what, obviously, it's third-person action game. But what this open world, dinos, futuristic, and everything, that's like a really cool idea for Xbox's IP at this point. Senua, it reminds me of being like, okay, it is this dark, gritty game that there's nothing else really like it in the portfolio. And it's not a home run, but you know it's going to be damn great.
Yeah.
And so that's why Hellblade 2, I'm just like, oh shit, Hellblade 2 is just going to be fucking awesome. Sign me the fuck up. It's gonna be great.
It's like, I'll happily play this. One thing we haven't even touched on, dude, is at the beginning of the game where they're like, if you die too many times, you got to restart.
Yeah.
And that is fucking stressful, dude.
So
because
stressful.
I'm bad at games, and I died like a solid. I didn't die like a ton in this game,
I think
but
I
there
died
were
15 times.
Yeah, there was a couple fighting points where like boss fights or whatever where I died a couple times because I was honestly pressing the wrong button or some stuff, and I started to get worried. I was like, I'm 4 hours into this game. If I have to restart, I'm gonna be so upset. To where like I've got one monitor I'm playing and I died and I'm like, I gotta look this up.
Yeah,
and I literally like look up like, all right, how many times can I die? And then thankfully, like it did say online, bit of a spoiler, take some ease off your shoulders. It does say like you have to die a lot. Like you have to be dying on purpose in order to like restart this game.
Yeah.
Which now I'm kind of curious. I kind of want to like go in there and then just like keep dying.
Just keep dying.
See what happens
until you get restarted. For me, I only died when there were I died in like 3 or 4 combat encounters, but when there were like chase sequences where either fire's chasing you or something, or the beast is chasing you or stuff like that,
where the building's burning down.
The building's burning.
Yeah, I died a couple times.
Or like immediately the one of the first times I died, and I didn't look it up because I was like, I want this tension over me, and I know I'm good enough to get through this.
Yeah.
But there was a moment where I like went down the wrong pathway multiple times, and then I kept on dying to fire, and then I was like, okay, dial it in, and then I figured out the right way, and it was great. But you're right, it is a aspect of this game that I think is pretty cool. Like I think it intensifies what you're doing and makes it a lot more meaningful, and I think that the whole purpose of this game is to stress you out. And it does it really fucking well.
I love a good like puzzle game that's not like a straightforward puzzle game, you know, like something like Shadow of the Colossus that you just beat. It's like this isn't a puzzle game,
but what
per
you're
se,
doing
but it is a puzzle.
It's
game.
making you think. It's not just combat. It's making you think through. It's sort of like God of War type puzzles.
Yeah,
where like it's
exactly.
About,
that's a good.
It's about using your skill set to go and move through a environment compared to like something like Tetris or Portal.
Right. Hellblade does have like some God of War vibes in it when it comes to like the music and everything too.
Dude, we haven't even discussed the music. The music in this game is great.
Intense.
It's
great.
So good,
it is
so intense. It like sensory fucking overload. Of course, you're gonna have an amazing soundtrack with it.
Especially
really
the
good.
end. Yeah,
the ending music is so good.
It's great.
The credit music too. I even listened through the entire credits while I was on my phone, just like as the credits were going by. But the music is great for the credits too. Like they understand what they're doing so well. That's the other thing. It doesn't need to be a home run, like we said. But they're just like, damn, what if we just nail a triple? Like, just like, nail
maybe a triple.
Like, it's really impressive to come in with this amount of vision and nail what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
And there's nothing else like it. Like, if I'm doing, this might be a bold statement. If I were to ever do a top 50 games list, I think that this would be on it.
I agree. Like low down, but
I think it would be low down, but also not in the sense of there's other 9 out of 10s. That I don't think might be on the list. Where I have this as an 8.5, but because it's such a damn good 8.5, like it's doing something so different. I would want a game like that on a top 50 list.
Yeah, we touched on like the point of the game where it's just dark, and that was scary. Another point I want to like touch on a little bit is where it's the only point where I got pretty stuck is where it's almost like that PT vibe where you're just like going in circles and it's kind of just the same room and everything. And I'm like, I got stuck there. And I even like I looked it up on a playthrough. I was like, I got to get past this. And I still was like, how do I get out of this?
Are you talking about the like 2 where you like light the torch and have to go to the next place? Same thing. I went. I had to go. I got to a point where I had to go all the way back to the start and then redo it and looked it up because I also got lost. That's very funny. But also I was a moron. There's a mechanic in this game where you have a torch. And the way you get through this maze is by lighting the torch so you don't go to what you've already been to. I did not, because there's no UI and there's no prompt for a solid 5 minutes, just running by the things and not lighting them correctly.
Where am I?
I legitimately just like, I've ran in a circle for 20 minutes. I need to look it up.
And then like you look it up, and then I look it up.
It was so funny. I did not use the guide to show me where I needed to go. I just used the guide. When I opened it up, saw that I was supposed to be lighting torches along the way. I was like, you're a moron. Then I went backwards, got to the start, and then started lighting torches, got through it. It's really, really impressive. This game is really impressive. Do I wish that there were some UI cues to help me? Yeah, but also
nice.
But
that also
how
is like,
it is.
it also
so
adds, like you say, another layer to the game, and it like hits the senses, and it really kind of puts you into it. It's like, I feel like I'm playing a movie right now.
Yeah,
like it doesn't feel like a game,
dude. So cinematic, where every single moment is just another cinematic. Like there's a lot of screens where I was like, photo mode, baby. Like I want these screenshots.
It was a good game to like break in the new PC.
Oh, totally. That 100%. That is, I think, another piece of, hey, if you got Game Pass, play it. If you just bought a PC, this is a must play for a new PC. And I think that Hellblade 2 is probably going to be a similar vibe. And the best part about beating this game is now looking back on Hellblade 2 trailers and everything, which I did immediately after. I'm stoked for Hellblade 2. I also think that it's going to take a nice step forward. I think that it's going to be more interesting. Also, the game ends with there isn't an exact direction and where you're gonna end up next. I'm really curious to see what they do with it and make it interesting. Like there's not like like we said, the whole premise of the game is trying to get back your loved one, which is a great premise. And I think that this game has a lot to say about even with the timer and the countdown of decay and like what it does to your body and the mental health of like Senua's body decaying, and all these things are just really great. There's no like, oh, now we got to go get my sister back. Like it's not like it's not a clear direction, and so I really do like that. I
am curious what direction they go in. Like I said earlier, like if they can give me 8 more hours of the same thing, everything okay?
Yeah, I'm just making sure that I was wondering how long the podcast has been going. I genuinely thought we were like 20 minutes in.
We've been yapping. Are we like 40 minutes in?
Yeah, we're like 45 minutes in.
Jeez. Yeah, we'll wrap it up. I mean, we'll hit some points. Like I said, I would take 8 more hours of the same thing.
Yeah, we are allowed to talk about this as long as we want, dude. You want to know why? Connor's not here, baby.
Dad's not
home.
He's going to come in and we're going to be like 3 hours into the podcast.
Yeah. He's like, you guys still talking about Hellblade?
I genuinely experience.
Even though it's an 8-hour game, I don't think we could talk about it for 3 hours. I do think that it is one of the most impressive games Xbox has. I do think that it is a game everyone should play. And I think that when you're talking about Game of the Year stuff, you're right. This year easily could have Hellblade 2 on the list if it delivers the goods the way that the first one did. Which once again, Hi-Fi Rush, I think, is a much better game than this and was the biggest win.
Sorry, buddy. I'm sorry for your loss. It's a moment of silence for Hi-Fi Rush 2.
All right,
and we're back.
Yeah. All right, dude. I will. I'm probably gonna. This Hi-Fi Rush, Tango Studios closing down, will get brought up probably on every podcast throughout the summer. Obviously, with the summer showcase coming up and what they have to do and everything. And I am sorry that every single time I'm going to probably yap it up because this is my therapy session to get over it. Right. It really is.
Yeah.
And I'm just someone that really enjoys the game. I don't fucking matter. These families matter.
Right. It's like we can bitch about games all day, but like we said, at the end of the day, it sucks that so many people lost their jobs.
Yeah. For a game that got Game Awards and
right. Yeah. God. Which is insane. That's so crazy. I didn't even.
4 million players, dude. Yeah. Game of the not Game of the Year nominated, but Game Award nominated and winner. Like I've never. Every single time there's been a fucking closing in this, it just made sense. This does not make sense. Sorry, Hellblade.
Yeah, Hellblade. Right. Before we move on, I think we're getting to the tail end of Hellblade. Are there any more points you want to hit on?
I do want to say that I want in the next one more. Well, let's just go with our wish list for the next one to close it out. I do want more enemies. I want there to be better
a bigger variety.
I do want, even though I do like the one-on-one type combat, I want the combat to not have a fixed camera, please. Please do not have a fixed camera.
That is a little frustrating.
When I mean fixed camera, I mean that if you go and see a target, it locks you into it, and there's no way to really
you have to switch targets.
You have to switch between two. Don't allow me to give me as a player more options.
Yeah.
And honestly, I don't know if there is a way to turn it off. Let me turn it off.
True.
Let me, if I want to turn it off, turn it off.
Also, by golly, I know it's part of the game. Let me fucking run faster, dude.
Let
me fucking run.
Totally agree. Let me run just a little bit faster. Especially like if you're trying to make these tense moments where you can't run, they do it really well where they'll put you in mud. They'll like make you shrug through. But if I'm just moving around, like going and doing puzzles,
right?
Let me run really fast.
There's a couple points where you're like doing puzzles and you're in a big area and it's like, I got to go here and then I got to go there. And then I'm also trying to figure this out, but it's taking me way too much longer because I've got to just jog everywhere.
Yeah, it really is slightly jogged. Which I mean is totally fine. But when it comes to when it comes to the immersion, it's fine, but it's not okay when I'm trying to do video game stuff.
Right.
Like when it comes to actual gameplay, which is important in a game like this, even though it's supposed to be cinematic and everything. When it comes to the gameplay moments, like doing puzzles, like even backing up from combat, where like I want to be able to like have a little bit more pep in the step. I think that's it. More enemy variety. And like I said, You don't need. You nailed multiple times. You don't need to change the wheel. I would love another 8 hours of this.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
just
yeah.
just.
I
let me
am
play more of
curious,
this.
if they like add some more layers to it or just like what they fix or
Also,
touch up.
R.I.P. the Series S that tries to run this thing.
Yeah,
Jeez,
should be
Louise,
cooking, dude.
That thing is going to be $300 of melting.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
like once again, another horrific decision at this point for Xbox. They need to this summer come out. They said it's going to be either a handheld or a next gen thing that's coming out this holiday. I think it's time to sunset the Series S.
Yeah,
it is.
yeah.
All right.
Cliff Notes 8.5, good game. Play it. Game Pass, $10. You might as well
Yeah.
get Hellblade in.
Xbox,
Slept on.
keep making great games like this. Keep funding the teams that make these cool experiences.
Xbox, if you're watching this, reopen the 3 studios. Give everybody their jobs back.
4 studios.
4 studios.
And-
No!
Dude, another one.
Just now. This just in.
Yeah, we broke the news.
Shit!
And lastly, my last point when it comes to Hellblade is this proves why Xbox can succeed.
They can't.
They
Like,
can
there's
do
so it really did
They
put me
can do it.
into perspective. Like, man, there's not that many good. There's like a lot of great Xbox games, but there's not a lot of just like emotional pulls that
Yeah.
like Xbox brings.
They don't. I will never forget it. Phil Spencer goes on the Kind of Funny Xcast after Redfall releases, and he's discussing what they are as a company at this point after a major failure. And he just goes, we don't need, like, we've lost the generation. We don't need to make great games. And I was like, what do you fucking
Who
mean?
says that? Yeah.
He's like, that's not what, like, because they're just Game Pass and it's
Yeah.
numbers for them. And what I'm saying is, if you continue to make games like Hellblade, you can bring people in, an audience in. If you make games that the fact that they've only marketed Hellblade for like they're doing a 2-week marketing plan on it, they should have done a month plus. It should have been everywhere.
Like I said, people are
everywhere in
sleeping
March.
on it, dude.
Yeah,
Like,
they needed to push this game more because it should be this year. I know that like Indiana Jones IP game, that's gonna get a huge marketing push from not just Xbox, but Disney's gonna be involved in like really
It's
developing
fucking
that
Indiana
IP.
Jones, yeah.
Avowed, it's a high fantasy game. It's probably gonna get a similar marketing run to Hellblade. They should have looked at Hellblade this year and make it the game that they want. That they should have said, this is why you need to buy Series X. Hellblade is that damn good because it is.
Yeah.
I think that it's worth going and getting an Xbox to have that experience, or Game Pass, obviously.
Right.
All right.
Wrap
Cool.
it up. Speaking
Draft time,
of
baby.
Speaking of games, that might not be a party game.
Whoa, segue. This guy.
Hellblade, not a party game, scary game, spooky game.
Dude, it's so scary.
But enough about Hellblade. Party games.
I'm so excited to enjoy Elden Ring, where it's not like, obviously there's creatures and everything that are like terrifying and wild, but like it's not nearly as scary.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I'm not going to be shitting my pants.
I'm good on scary for
I'm
a
good
while.
the next scary game I'm playing is Silent Hill 2 before hopefully the remake comes out this year, and that's going to be great.
Text from Connor, there's speculation of a new Sly Cooper.
Nice.
This just in. Enough about Sly Cooper. Enough about Hellblade. Let's talk party games. Let's draft party games.
Party games.
games.
I did see that rumor on gaming leaks and rumors and everything. All right. Yeah, we're drafting party games today. This is going to go over to TikTok. As always, thank you so much, Jay, for editing those.
J
draft
Bob, we love
TikToks.
you.
You're the go. All right.
Do you want to go first? Do you want to rock, paper, scissors? Who goes first?
7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I have 11 games.
11 games.
Yeah. Well, we normally throw in an honorable mention or two of things that don't get
Yeah.
drafted. You're the guest. You do want first pick? So it's a snake draft. So do you know that?
Yeah, so
you
I'll go, you go
then,
twice.
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 Yep. All right. I want first pick.
Okay.
I want
okay.
first pick.
I mean, I'll take the next two. That's fine. I
Yeah.
got a lot
Ready?
to choose from.
I mean, you're gonna.
Oh
you're-
man,
you're-
what are you
you're-
gonna go
You're
with?
gonna have a really good time.
Yeah.
Like I'm picking a personal pick first.
Okay. Oh God.
Today we are drafting party games, and on the podcast this week, it's not Connor, it's Brady. What's happening?
Hi.
Yeah. So we're gonna draft party games. I'm taking the first pick, and I'm choosing my favorite party game. Give me Rock Band. There's nothing better than getting a squad together and rocking out, having a good time. Reptilia on Expert. I can't believe I did all that. Oh,
Yeah,
but
keep
no,
that in.
it's amazing. It's my all-time favorite party game. I love my Rock Band set. I break it out legitimately just to by myself and hang out. But there's nothing better than getting a squad over and playing this game. The amount of college memories I have of just, hey, let's just throw on Rock Band, play a few songs, have a good time. I'm going Rock Band with my first pick.
Rock Band is such a good pool. I mean, dude, that's probably our most played favorite party game.
Yeah.
Like, we have the most fun playing Rock Band.
Dude, the video of you, me and Connor playing teenagers and screaming into the mic and all, like me and Connor shredding and you singing it, like it's so
we need to clip that
much
in.
fun.
Yeah, that's a good time.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong with Rock Band. You also can't go wrong with my first pick in the draft. I'm gonna go with Mario Kart 8
Okay.
Deluxe.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta do it. You gotta do it. I mean, it's gotta go first. I respect Rock Band. Honestly, I don't know if I would have chose Rock Band if I had the first pick, but that's a great pool.
I think that you and I, with this draft, we knew it was going Mario Kart and then Rock Band. First two picks.
Right.
Sure.
Yeah. So I got Mario Kart. I got the next pick too. I've got so many written down. I think I'm gonna make the right decision now.
Right.
I'm gonna win. Right now. With my second pick in the draft, oh man, I'm gonna go with Super Smash Brothers.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep, you got to do it. You got to do it. Which one? You going Ultimate? Melee?
I'm going Ultimate.
Okay. Yeah.
You got to go Ultimate.
Yeah.
It hits all the right notes.
It
Like,
has
that's-
everything.
Yeah. What am I gonna go? Melee. I mean, Melee is my favorite Smash, but I got to make the right decision and
And
go
for when
Ultimate.
you're partying, like you got a group of friends
You
over,
gotta play.
you pull out
Yeah.
Ultimate.
Yeah,
you pull out Ultimate.
Right.
don't
Everybody
pull
can
out
play.
Melee.
Everybody
Yeah.
can play. I mean, I don't have 8 friends, but
Yeah, Kirby's down me though. Rock and roll, dude. Okay. Oh man.
I'm sitting pretty with Mario Kart and Super Smash Brothers.
Yeah. All right. With my next pick, I'm choosing a party game that is as raunchy as it gets. I'm choosing Quiplash.
That's a
Quiplash
good pool,
is
yeah.
amazing, but man, oh man, the thing that people write in on that is sometimes wild, and it's a lot of fun. You get a group together, you have some beers, you throw on Quiplash, and you have infinite laughs. Quiplash was my second pick. With my third pick, I am going to choose. I don't know if I have the strength to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm choosing Among Us. All right.
Oh yeah,
Among
I was
Us
gonna. That's what I
as
was
a
thinking.
party game is so much fun. Yeah, it's Mafia, it's One Night Werewolf, it's all those types of games to the best extent. Anyone can play it. 10, 15 people getting together. We love playing it with our Discord. Like, it's a ton of fun. I'm choosing Among Us. And it might not be like couch co-op type of party, but when you get everyone together online to play this game, it is a party game.
It is. It really is a party. I mean, I had it written down.
Yeah.
I was honestly going to pick that with my next 2 picks, but you snagged it. That's a good pool. Let me think. I gotta do some
Mental
pivoting.
gymnastics, yeah.
I've got a lot of good games written down, but I've got one that's catching my eye. And with my third pick in the party games draft, I'm gonna go with Wii Sports, baby.
No!
Wii Sports. You didn't even think I had that in me,
I
did
don't
you?
have it on my list.
Oh,
which-
dude, Wii Sports.
Oh, dude.
Pick one. What game do you want to play? You want to bowl?
bowling?
Yeah, we
We
bowling? We boxing? Strike!
Turkey. That's how everyone knows what a turkey is.
Yeah,
Legitimately how everyone knows what a turkey is.
Yeah, Wii Sports. I'm feeling pretty good going into that. I got Smash. I got Kart. I got Wii Sports.
I feel like this has just turned into a blind rank. Like,
Right,
the energy
right.
is a blind rank energy.
Yeah.
Oh
wait,
Yeah,
and
you
I'll
got
go
another pick?
again. Go right into it with my fourth pick in the party games draft. I'm gonna go with. Oh man, I'm gonna save my heart for my fifth pick, and I'm gonna play it safe right now. I'm gonna pull Mario Party 3.
okay.
Give me Mario Party 3.
Yep.
I mean, I've got the freaking lineup right now, dude.
Are you all Nintendo? Are you just all Nintendo?
I guess I'm all Nintendo. I mean, they know how to party.
What was your
I got Kart. I got Smash.
Ultimate,
I got
Mario Party
Mario
and
Party.
Wii Sports? I mean, they know how to make a party game. They're the kings of party games for
Yeah.
sure. So, I just have my last 2 picks, 4 and 5, right?
yeah.
Damn.
And then I'll close us out with
Well,
the
with
dub.
one pick. Do I take the easy pick? Yeah. You pick Mario Party 3.
Yeah.
What's my fourth pick? I'm picking Mario Party 2.
Yeah,
It's just like it's
the lesser.
it's. I mean, they're 1A, 1B. You
Yeah.
pick your favorite. I'm choosing Mario Party 2. There's nothing better than just playing these mini games with friends. If you are doing a party game draft, you need to have multiple Mario parties.
It's literally got the word in it. It's literally called Mario Party.
It's a lot of fun. You go, you have a drink, a cold beverage, and you share a bunch of laughs, stealing stars. It's great.
I mean, I respect you. I mean, I've got such a good team. You had to.
I had to do it. I had to
yoink something.
I think you're smoking me right now.
Yeah.
The Wii Sports pick, I was just like, fuck.
I'm
dude.
rolling you up and smoking you, dude.
No, dude. What do I do with this last pick? Oh,
I mean, you could pick whatever.
I'm gonna choose a personal pick with my fifth pick.
I'm afraid you're gonna take mine.
I'm gonna choose WarioWare Smooth Moves. I'm choosing
That's what you're gonna choose.
The Wii Wario. The Wii WarioWare is so. I believe it's Smooth Moves. Is so fucking fun.
I don't blame.
Where it's just like. You are positioning this Wiimote in an insane way, and then you keep on passing it on. The amount of fun that game is, like I said, it's more of a personal pick. But if you know, this game is fucking awesome for when it comes to a party game. When we did WarioWare Move It during Co-op 64 Day, like it immediately brought me back to being in my buddy Sam's basement, playing Smooth Moves, just tossing the Wii remote with a bunch of buddies. It like
crop topped
up. Yeah, of course.
Man, I mean, that's a good pool. I respect you going with your heart there. I've got a lot on the table, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got Gang Beast. I've got Just Dance if I want it.
Oh, dude,
I've
Just
got
Dance is so much fun.
Rocket League. You could take Rocket League if you want, throw that in there. But I'm not taking any of those. Like you, I'm going to go with my heart with my fifth and final pick. I think I already got this in the bag. But with my fifth pick, I'm going to go with Ultimate Chicky Horse.
Oh, little Chicky Horse, dude. I love Chicky Horse, man.
Good. Did you have that on your list? Okay. I was going to say. I thought that's what you were going to pull.
I was between those two, but I went personal, more personal. So that's a great pull. All right, let us know who won. But yeah, also on my list, now that we're just yapping to close out the pod, I had games like Gang Beast was on there. I had Faking It was another one of my favorite Jackbox games. Guitar Hero 3, obviously. Mario Kart Wii, Mario Kart Double Dash are also on there. And then I had Chicken Horse. So,
yeah, I had Rocket League on my list. And I kind of wanted to pull Rocket League, but you got we're talking parties.
The hard part is like there are things like I've legitimately been at parties playing Fortnite and 2K.
Right.
But I
don't
consider them really party games as much as like Mario Party. Also things like Nidhogg, where you're able to do the tournaments and stuff like that. A lot of fighting games I play at parties. So.
Yeah.
But the 8-player Smash obviously is the GOAT for that. Is there anything else you want to say?
No, I mean I'll take my whiskey
neat
and my trophy with my name on it.
Yeah, you did a good job on that draft. I think I got smoked. Anyways, well, this is. Excuse me, jeez, I'm still fighting demons.
I'm gonna go throw up after this.
I'm so excited to get Chipotle in my stomach after this. It's gonna be a good time.
We were yapping. There was a couple points where I was like, I might need to go cry right now.
Yeah,
but
curl up in a ball.
We cooked through it. I mean, dude, we were
I
cruising.
cannot believe that this has been an hour. Honestly, this is going like when we do these podcasts with me and Brady or Connor and Brady, it's gonna be a lot less formatted. But it is so nice to host a pod again. It's been so long, dude. I missed it. So yeah, if you enjoyed this, please go to our other socials. Maybe buy a piece of merch. Maybe
look cool.
It look cool. You'll look like Brady, but like wearing something cool.
Oh man,
that's good. That's a good time.
Hey,
anyways, we also join the Discord if you haven't yet. We're really trying to develop the Discord, but most importantly, the number one thing, if you're still listening right now, what you must do is go to YouTube, hit that subscribe button. All of our reactions, all of our post-game reactions will end up on YouTube. Our short reactions, our long reactions, legitimately every reaction to every summer showcase, that's going to be the place you want to be hanging out with us. Also, if you want to watch those showcases live with us, go to Twitch, co_op64 on Twitch. We're going to be live reacting to every showcase, but we understand you're busy. Go to YouTube. They'll go up there after the fact.
May I close us out?
Yeah.
This has been your casual gaming conversation.
Nice.
Okay.
Peace out.
Bye.